Hello everyone, Jul here. There's a lot of fantastic titles in turn-based genre, but sadly, that also means there's a lot of forgotten titles that are actually still capable to give you amazing experience even today. And to bring justice to these underdogs, I decided to give you my recommendation for some of the best forgotten titles that's still worth playing in 2025. Knowing that there's a lot of these forgotten games in the genre, there's no way this list will be enough to cover all of them, and that's why this video will act as the part 1 of the series. But before we go into the list, I want to introduce you to the best platform for buying games in this modern era, and it's called Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is the perfect place for you to shop in games these days. Your transactions are legit, fast, and their supports are ready 24/7, so you don't need to worry about anything. Do you think I was done? Not even close. They have lots of games for your favorite platforms, and they have the best deals as well. Instead of cutting your budget for dinner to buy new games, why not try Instant Gaming and eat healthy as well? All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games, and use the activation code on your chosen platforms. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. Might and Magic Clash of Heroes is a game that reinvents the formula with a unique battle system that feels like a cross between a turn-based strategy game, a card battler, and a match 3 puzzle. In this game, players form armies using a variety of unit types, arranging them in formations that determine their defensive and offensive capabilities. Stacking 3 units vertically creates an attack formation, while horizontal rows form defensive walls. Special elite and champion units also add layers of complexity, requiring additional resources to deploy but delivering devastating effects when used correctly. ZHP is a roguelike RPG from Nippon Ichi Software that defies expectations with its unique blend of humor, deep gameplay, and surprisingly heartfelt storytelling. At its core, it's a turn-based roguelike with mechanics that encourage long-term character growth even after failure. Each dungeon is procedurally generated, with movement, attacks, and enemy actions follow a strict turn-based structure. Death is also an integral part of progression. Each time you fall in battle, you still retain your experience, which slowly makes you stronger with each attempt. Etherlords II is a hybrid of turn-based strategy game and card-based game that refines Magic the Gathering-inspired battle system while streamlining its campaign structure. Unlike traditional strategy games that rely on unit movement and tactical positioning, the game revolves around a deck-building mechanic where spellcasting, summoning, and managing limited ether or mana are key to success. The introduction of a 16-card spell deck also adds more depth to the game, although the randomness of drawing cards can make some fights feel intense. Cross Edge is a traditional Japanese RPG that blends together characters from multiple well-known franchises, including Disgaea, Darkstalkers, and many more. At its core, the game follows a familiar JRPG formula, complete with a world map, random battles, level grinding, and item synthesis through alchemy. The goal is to release trapped souls that are sustaining the nightmare world in which the characters find themselves. These souls can be found by searching area maps and are essential for unlocking new items, events, and story progression. You're dead! Eador is a turn-based strategy game that is similar to Heroes of Might and Magic, where unit positioning, map resources, and terrain play critical roles. Battles become more interesting as armies diversify, and mixed unit compositions force players to consider strengths, weaknesses, and synergies. Necromantic forces, for example, struggle to cooperate with more righteous troops, and morale penalties can lead to battlefield chaos. Exploration is also another core component, as heroes scout the land, discovering crypts, monster lairs, shops, and hidden treasures. Lost Dimension is a tactical RPG centered around a group of characters navigating a 5-floor structure known as the Pillar. Throughout their ascent, they engage in battles against various enemies, utilizing a combination of strategic positioning and unique abilities. Each character possesses distinct attacks and skills, contributing to a team-based combat system where synergy plays a crucial role. Not only that, the game also features an assist mechanic, which triggers automatically when allies are nearby during an attack. Legends of Eisenwald is a turn-based strategy game that presents a medieval setting filled with bloodshed, moral ambiguity, and imposing castles. Its tactical design, similar to titles such as King's Bounty and Heroes of Might and Magic, places players in control of a noble leading a party of up to 12 fighters, archers, or support units, with strategic expansion dependent on financial resources and castle conquest. As units level up, they also gain access to additional abilities including stuns, wounds, and buffs, all of which contribute to the depth of engagement. Dual Orb II is an RPG centered on the ethical and philosophical implications of humanity's pursuit of immortality. While the narrative is compelling, progressing through the game requires enduring an overwhelming number of battles. Players must level up multiple times with minimal experience gain before facing the next dungeon challenge. However, the combat system itself remains straightforward. Classic battle commands such as attack, defend, and items are supplemented by unique character abilities. The game also implements a noticeable effect for status-changing spells, which is often lacking in similar titles. Hero's Hour is a strategy game that blends a variety of mechanics in a way that defies traditional categorization. In this game, players control a faction aiming to dominate the map by conquering enemy cities and expanding their territory. Heroes lead armies across a turn-based overworld, capturing resource-generating structures such as mines and mills, which automatically supply the player's town with materials necessary for expansion. The combat itself is largely automated, with players having limited influence beyond pre-battle formations and mid-fight spellcasting. Koudelka is a bold and innovative fusion of survival horror and turn-based RPG crafted by a talented team of former Square employees. The game's strategic battle system introduces a layer of tactical depth, requiring thoughtful positioning and careful planning for every attack or spell. While battles unfold at a deliberate pace, this slower rhythm allows players to fully appreciate the animations and intricacies of combat. Frequent encounters also ensure that players remain consistently engaged with the system, reinforcing the game's immersive blend of horror and strategy. Energy Breaker is a unique hybrid of traditional RPG and strategy mechanics. Though classified as an isometric strategy RPG, its design diverges from conventional entries in the genre. The combat in this game fuses traditional RPG exploration with tactical encounters. Players navigate towns and dungeons freely, but certain events trigger grid-based battles akin to strategy RPGs. These confrontations are more concise than those found in standard tactical games, often featuring turn limits that encourage swift engagement. Emperor of the Fading Suns is a 4X strategy game that offers a detailed universe filled with political intrigue, military strategy, and economic management. Set in a medieval sci-fi world similar to Warhammer 40k, the game presents a universe of noble houses vying for control after the Emperor's mysterious death. The path to power requires a combination of military dominance, economic prowess, and diplomatic cunning. The game's depth is further enriched by its diplomatic system, fostering an environment of shifting allegiances and strategic deception. Suikoden IV is a JRPG that marks a return to the franchise's core mechanics while introducing fresh and exciting changes. The game explores the uncharted territory of the Island Nations, a richly detailed region that expands the series' lore. The setting is further distinguished by its strong maritime theme, offering naval battles and an expansive ocean to explore. Moreover, the shift back to individual character control allows for more direct tactical decision-making, while the streamlined 4-member party system ensures battles remain fluid and accessible. Gladius is a fusion of strategy and RPG that sets itself apart with its gladiatorial theme and tactical depth. As expected, combat is the core of this game, and the game delivers a variety of strategic challenges. Players must win a set number of league battles in each town before advancing to tournaments, culminating in a path toward the Grand Championship. Moreover, modes such as King of the Hill, Monument Destruction, and Points Battle add diversity to the gameplay experience, requiring players to adjust their tactics beyond brute force. Parasite Eve Series is an RPG series that blends elements of traditional RPG progression systems and survival horror aesthetics. During combat, the protagonist can move freely to evade enemy attacks, which is a unique approach compared to your usual turn-based RPG. And in addition to standard attacks, you can also use Parasite energy to enhance defense, heal, or unleash offensive abilities. The story might not be as polished as Final Fantasy series at its time, but if you are looking for some new things to try, this series is a good candidate. Eternal Sonata is an RPG that blends historical context with a dreamlike fantasy world. The gameplay takes a departure from traditional turn-based mechanics by introducing a pseudo-real-time combat system. Battles take place in small arenas, and you are allowed to move freely while managing combos, blocking, and executing special attacks. Not only that, a unique mechanic tied to lighting conditions affects both the player and enemies. For example, standing in light or shadow determines which abilities are available and can even trigger enemy transformations.
Phantom Wave! Go and wash yourself up!
Endless Legend is a turn-based strategy game that merges sci-fi and fantasy into a world that is both captivating and challenging. At its core, the game follows a civilization-style framework, where players build cities, expand territory, and pursue victory through military conquest or political dominance. And as for the combat, instead of shifting to a separate battle screen, skirmishes unfold directly in the campaign world, which maintain the continuity between exploration and warfare. Tactics Ogre: The Knight of Lodis is a game that delivers a deep and tactical role-playing experience that will appeal to strategy RPG enthusiasts. As expected from the franchise, the game boasts an intricate class system, allowing players to develop characters into various specialized roles. While this iteration features fewer classes than Ogre Battle 64, it still includes a wide array of options, from traditional knights and archers to powerful magic users and mythical creatures.
As you command.
Jagged Alliance 2 is a tactical RPG that delivers a deep turn-based strategy experience that successfully blends tactical combat with role-playing elements, and much like the original, it places players in charge of a group of mercenaries hired to liberate a small nation from the grip of a tyrannical ruler. Moreover, the turn-based combat system remains a highlight. Each action costs a set number of points, from movement and shooting to bandaging wounds or opening doors. Aiming mechanics also introduce an additional layer of strategy, enabling shots to be more accurate at the cost of extra action points.
Yes. Cripes!
King's Bounty is a turn-based strategy RPG series where players control a hero exploring a fantasy world, completing quests and engaging in tactical hex-based battles. The series focuses on army management. You'll recruit and upgrade your units while exercising how to properly utilizing them in combat. Moreover, the turn-based battles are pretty similar to Heroes of Might and Magic series, and outside of combat, players can also navigate an open world, collecting resources, solving puzzles, and making choices that impact the story. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other great forgotten turn-based games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best forgotten turn-based games that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!